Frequency 118, 40 meters. Ready to drop.
Clear the hall. Back inside. Lock the door.
Execute.
My job is to tell them a story that connects with them emotionally. I think the cool thing about this story, and one of the things we're trying to do, is we wanted to kind of reset the board. So a lot of what's going on right now in the world is very polarized, especially geographically. Our thing is a thing where, we're using, the allegory of people with powers and people who don't have powers as a way to explore this in a way that's not as, divisive as just making a movie straight up about things that are happening in the world, because it's a time where people are very polarized. So my hope with Code 8 and my hope with what this movie does is something that doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter, what your affiliation or what your lens in the world is like, you will be able to watch this and be able to empathize and relate with some of the things that the characters are going through. So from that level, that's what we're trying to do, but we certainly weren't trying to preach.
Aloha! This is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man. Currently, as you can see, off island, as that's not Mauna Kea back there, and that's certainly not the Colorado Rockies. I am currently off island, not on Oahu, there in Hawaii, but here in Vancouver, beautiful Canada, for a couple of days. I flew in and landed yesterday, leaving Wednesday night, landing Thursday afternoon. Actually I left Tuesday night, got there Wednesday late morning, almost the afternoon, by the time I got through customs, with just a couple hours to check into my hotel and head off to the beautiful, fabulous premiere, first ever showing of Code 8, their world tour premiere. After this, they go to LA, I think Houston, and then a couple other places, Australia for sure, and pretty much all over the world. They're going to be opening this movie, Code 8, which was directed by Jeff Chan and stars Robbie and Stephen Amell. Now this is a continuation, or actually an extrapolation, upon the 2016 short film that they had done, which this is a little bit into a different vein, if you had seen that movie at all. I had not, and so this one, you don't need to see it. It is on the internet if you want to check it out on YouTube. Just type in Code 8 2016 short film, and it'll be there. I don't know if that actually adds anything to this movie. It might just familiarize you with a couple of characters, maybe the world even. But from what I hear from the other screeners, or at least the other people who attended the premiere, was that this was, very much different, much more serious of a take. And I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't give any spoilers away. But you've seen the trailer I put in there, and the trailer's been up on YouTube for quite some time, the official trailer for Code 8. And, well, remember our rating scale, shock a thumbs up. I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down. It's bad to see it's junk. I don't recommend it. And for Code 8, I have to say it is a shock a thumbs up overall. This was a very well-directed, crafted movie that one of the other participants viewing this film had described it as The Departed, that earlier movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, and a mix of the X-Men as well. And although I do agree, I feel also, or more so, it feels like a cross between that old Fox TV show that only lasted one season, unfortunately, with Carl Urban, called Almost Human, and the movie Minority Report. Throw in a little bit of District 9. Instead of aliens, you have kind of, what Marvel would term mutants, living among us in the, not really the early days, but kind of the later, after the fascination of super normal people. Much more like the TV series Alphas, if you had ever seen that. But it's definitely, a well-established history in this movie. That, there exists certain people, different people, very much like today's society, that are, marginalized, discriminated against, very much so like secondary class citizens. And in the United States, at least, you can definitely feel the brunt of, these people are maybe treated like illegal immigrants, pretty much, for the most part. In a society that they only want to coexist in. And again, add in the elements of Minority Report with, maybe a touch of fascism in the government, political views reaching the far-right extreme levels, and you have discrimination against, these certain groups of people. And they're just trying to struggle and survive. And Robbie Amell is definitely one of these people, along with, his group in the film. Again, I can't say too much about it. But from what the trailers look like, to me it looked like it was going to be more of a advanced science fiction kind of movie. And although there is a touch of science fiction in it, it is more of a near future, alternate future view, not too far, maybe in 2020, right around the corner, 2030, maybe even into 2050. Although the way that it feels, it is very much set in current day, along with current problems that, at least in the United States, and actually I believe many parts of Europe, the EU, struggling to do, whereas with immigration, along with the United States, it's more so with, this other class of people, unfortunately. But Stephen Amell, Robbie Amell, they give great performances in this. I unfortunately still had it took me a few minutes, maybe an hour of the movie. Runtime's about 90 minutes. To get over that, this isn't Oliver Queen, because that's honestly what people have seen Stephen Amell in for the most part. Arrow. With just one or two little tiny bits of film here and there. So it was very nice to see him do his acting chops proper in this show, in this movie. And Robbie Amell is a magnificent talent, very much channeling that of a young Tom Cruise, even looking the part, which again adds to the feeling of a Minority Report movie that I referenced in this movie. That it seems similar to that, along with some of the little touches of sci-fi, but not too over the top into like a Star Wars, Star Trek level. Very much what we could see and what we currently do see in our military, and what we see as far as maybe advancing with, as you saw in the trailer, automated soldiers, robotic soldiers, next to the level of, prior to the maybe Terminator robots, things the military have been working on for years, essentially going into like an Almost Human, that TV show, being established on the police force and being used in dangerous situations. All right, so again, shock a thumbs up for, Code 8. This movie, they're not clear on when it is going to be released wide or even how it's going to be released wide. Possibly, they're hoping that it will be distributed after the world premiere throughout the world. Wide release, of course. And if not, then definitely it'll be going to a Netflix, Amazon, and especially iTunes scenario as well. So just, keep it in mind. Within probably the next year, you will more than likely be able to view it somehow. And if it does reach the theaters, definitely take the time to go out and see it. Especially if you're a fan of Steven or Robbie Amell. I know Robbie Amell has had more movie screen time than Steven, but yeah, he's definitely both of them outdo themselves in this film. All right, thank you so much, and aloha from Canada.